Hello everyone and welcome back here on the ChainLog YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin again, and as always we are going to talk about support, resistance zones and so on, and what happened since last time we talked 2 weeks ago. But first things first, I'm asking here to subscribe, share and like this video, and to subscribe to the channel, to ping the notification bell to stay up to date to the newest news we have, with the newest data we have. And after that we can talk about Bitcoin, obviously. So let's start with what it is Bitcoin today. So Bitcoin here, we have still since 2 weeks ago that we talked last time. We just stayed more or less in the zone we talked. So we was talking about a 25k level that will have sustained the price, and in fact the price just stayed here as I was expecting. The brief phrase on my YouTube channel on the description is just I'm not always correct, but 90% of the time I am. Here we have a demonstration again and again, in fact. So 25k, why we're still here, where we can go, and what are the new on-chain data. So on the daily chart, let's start by the technical analysis side. On the daily chart we have, I use support on the 25k level, but we can go a little bit lower because on the daily chart we have the lower Bollinger Bands, the 30 RSI, so the oversold level. But on the weekly we can go to 24k level as well, as a long squeeze or so on, just to touch the 24k level, because there we have the 50 SMA and we have the lower Bollinger Bands as well. And this week we got below the 200 weekly EMA, and if we close right here, it's not very good. Probably it will mean that we'll have time before getting up. I don't think we'll get to the point where we see the 20k again, even though that is the last bastion we have to defend, and the very let's say last support that will not fall. That's because it's the 30 RSI on the weekly chart, but a little bit below to 18.2k today is the 100 EMA on the monthly chart. Here, anyway, 25k, there is also the 12 EMA, more or less, and the 50 EMA, and so this is sustaining the price right now with all the things we have. But still, we have a lot of resistance in the 27k zone for the monthly chart. You can see yourself, 50 SMA, the 12 EMA, the middle Bollinger Bands, all at the 26.8k level, 26.5 to 27 more or less, and at the 27.8 we have the 26 SMA, the 50 RSI. There isn't really much we can do on that. The middle Bollinger Band is in the way on the monthly chart, and that has a huge resistance. We have a lot of indicators from 26.8 and 28k also on the weekly chart, as always, and the same goes as for the daily support and resistances. We have the 200 daily EMA starting 27k till 100 EMA and 200 SMA at 27.7. So there isn't really much, but we are closing the Bollinger Bands together, so there is another volatile incoming, and I think if we have to break down from here, even getting below the 30 RSI on the daily, we can go as low as 24k, not more. And as far as I can get here for the first up zone, I think 27.5k is very much, even though 27.2 is still a huge resistance there. If we can break through this Bollinger Bands, the next step is a 29k level. That's also because through the 28 we have the 29 of a trend line that seemed to be a huge support in the past few months. So we'll see. But let's get into the on-chain side of things. As always, we can see the realized price from the categories of hodlers, and we have 28k still a huge resistance from our 6-month or less holders cost basis. That's the speculators and so on. Weekends and they are the speculators are those that moves the market, moves the price the best, the more. We saw multiple times that they are sharks, whales, and ambex. So there isn't really much of a retail zone that can move the price here. Retailers are actually, as always, just buying without regard for the price. So 28.6, as I already said, another resistance we have ahead is a 2-year or less cost basis, and the support still we have 1 year or less cost basis of 1 year or less on others. Cost basis is a 25.1k, and in fact is supporting the price right here. And we can see on-chain and technical analysis taking those together, we see that they have confluence, and that means that they will get good. In fact, still 24k is the other bastion before the 20k, because there 24.6k there is the Ambex 10k or more Bitcoin cost basis, and at 20k 20.4 there is the whales realized price or cost basis. In the middle there are the sharks at 23.2, but the sharks are not so much. We see that anyway that we have not a lot of realized profit lately, but still the price is getting slowly down, and the same goes for the realized loss. We don't have any realized loss, more or less just continuous very little realized profit, and still the price is getting down. So we need to find a new price level, probably 24 to 20k zone to get in more interest from the people in general, even though I don't think we'll have that until something smooth and some whales, some agglomerate of whales will get together to move the price. Until then, we have that, and we see also on the adjusted SOPR, or you see yourself, the adjusted SOPR is a SOPR that is taking out the 1 hour transaction, and the SOPR, the spent output profit ratio, is just a metric that signals us in that day if people are selling at a loss, at the cost basis, or at a profit, and so is a realized profit loss on shit, let's say, and the one is their cost basis. And we are there is a behavior trend that when we trend below the 1 for a lot of time, that means that we are starting to get a bearish price zone. In fact, if you see the charts, you see that meanwhile we were getting down, we trended below the 1. When we started to get up from the abyss of 16k to 30k, we trended above the 1, and now we are still trending below the 1. So I'm expecting a bearish trend for the next few days, and I expect as well resistances coming from 27, 26 to 27 to 28 and so on, price zone, because watching the volumetric candles on chain, we see that a lot of Bitcoin were moved there. Even if we take in consideration the time of the categories, if we divide these categories by time or by amount of Bitcoin hodled. In fact, so 26 to 27 until 30, and 26, 27, 28 until 30, there is the highest volumetric candles. And below 24k, as I already said, there is another support, 24 to 20k level, more or less, until 19.5. There is the support we expect from that zone, from these two charts we have. Anyway, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting at the very end that I'm thinking we can still be here for a week or so, but if we don't, we touch slightly the 24k, we bounce off to the 27.5k level. We are getting not the 28 but 27.5, because so we are still in a downtrend, but we are still more or less there anyway, and that is okay with our adjusted SOPR and bearish trend momentum and zero interest zone and so on view. And so everything seems to get in confluence here with that view. And now we'll trend here until we'll finally get up to the 29k. We'll start realizing a little bit of profit more. We're starting changing the trend, and that will be how we slowly grind upwards. If we are getting down below 24k and we close, as we already said, the week below the 200 weekly EMA, that will mean that probably we'll see 24k and 20k are close. 20k, we are going to see 20k? I don't think so. Probably we are going to see 20k just if or the 30 RSI on the weekly, just if we have a very bad news, some kind of black swan event or so on. So this is my view here. I appreciate you. You stayed with me, you spent my time with me. I thank you everyone very much. I ask you another time to share, like, subscribe, and ping the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Cheers everyone.